Hi, I'm Dave Cross. I want to talk to you a little bit about Adobe's announcement yesterday of the Creative Cloud with the CC applications. Now, this is a pretty big change, obviously, in the world of Adobe, because going forward, there won't be any version numbers like CS7, CS8. It'll all be CC, and you just get your updates from the Creative Cloud. Now, a little bit later, I'll give you my overall thoughts on it, but I want to clear up a couple of things that I saw a lot. I spent a lot of time yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, reading literally hundreds of comments on various websites and blogs and everything else about their reaction to this announcement from Adobe. And the first thing I'd say is that people have a misconception of what the cloud part is. In fact, realistically, maybe the name isn't the best, because Creative Cloud suggests you do everything from the cloud, and you don't. You still get the applications, you still run them off your hard drive, you just get them off the internet. So the only time you need to be connected to the internet is to either download the applications. Every 30 days you have to be connected to check to see your membership is still valid, but I do understand that if you have pay advance for a year membership, then you have 99 days that you don't have to be connected. Otherwise, the only time to be connected to the internet is to take advantage of some of the other cloud-based services, such as some of the things like the digital publishing system, or some of the web tools that are there, or Behance, or things of that nature. Now, the concept of it is that instead of paying for an upgrade once every 18 months, you pay a monthly fee to be a Creative Cloud member. And one of the biggest reactions has been the cost. And there have been a lot of people that were accusing Adobe of being greedy and money hungry and all these kind of things. And my reaction is, well, no, it's a business. They're not a charity. So yes, we've been used to a certain payment structure in the past where we'd have to outlay money every so often. And people seem to be thinking, well, I don't like the fact that I'm on the hook every month. Well, as a business owner, I pay for my internet every month. I pay $60 a month for my internet. If I stopped paying for that, I wouldn't have internet. So from a business perspective, it just kind of makes sense to me. That's just the way it works. I wish as a business I had a way that I could charge all my clients amount every month and know that was coming in and not have to worry about only billing every so often. I saw an interesting comment on a blog, and it kind of took the words out of my mouth, because this person said, imagine as a business owner the difference between sending invoices every month to your clients versus once a year or once every 18 months. And that's what Adobe had been doing, is they were counting on upgrades every 18 months to 2 years to get their income, as opposed to spreading it out throughout the year, which from a business standpoint makes sense. Now, I understand people like, yes, but it costs so much more and it's going to cost me more money. Unfortunately, it is. And I wish there was a different answer than that. If I had my way, would I prefer that it was $5 a month? Sure, but it's not. And that's one of the unfortunate realities of life, is it is going to cost us a little more. But I think the other thing is to look beyond just the cost. And this is actually another misconception that I saw a lot, was the pricing. A lot of people are saying, well, $50 a month for Photoshop is too much. Well, it's not $50 a month unless you're brand new. If you've never purchased any Adobe products, then it's $49.99 a month. If you are owner of previous software, then it's $29.99 a month, at least for the first year. And we'll talk for a second about what happens after the first year. If you only want Photoshop, on the website it says $19.99 a month, but you can actually get that Photoshop only or any single application for $9.99 a month. You just have to go to a little checkbox that says, I am a previous owner of your software, and that will reduce the price for the first year. Now, this is one of the other complaints or worries that I saw a lot in the comments, is what's to stop Adobe from putting the price up dramatically after the first couple of years? And technically, I suppose, nothing. But they're also not stupid. I mean, think about it for a second. If they, based on the reaction that's already happened, if 2 years from now they said, oh, now the price is $80 a month, then a lot of people would drop the software and say, forget you, Adobe, I'm just not going to use your software anymore, and that monthly income would drop. So while I suppose, yes, you could say they could put the price if they wanted to, I don't think they really will, because there'd be no great advantage to them. They'd have that short-term gain before a lot of people dropped off completely. So my feeling is that, yes, it's going to be a higher cost than we're used to. And I think a lot of the reaction I'm seeing out there is because people don't like change. They're used to the way things work, where they pay a certain amount and now they're going to end up paying more. Yes, I understand. And again, if I had my choice, I would rather that not be the case. Maybe I'm just a positive, naive kind of person, but I look at the other side of it and go, what opportunity is this giving me that I didn't have before? Maybe those people that are saying I only use Photoshop, it's because they didn't think about the fact that, well, in the past they only own Photoshop, so that's the only software they use. Maybe if you have the cloud membership and you get access to all of these applications and tools, you might explore new business opportunities. Maybe you start using InDesign to make apps, or you make websites from Business Catalyst, or you share your portfolio on Behance or something. Maybe not, but I'm just saying that's another way to look at it, is that this gives you more opportunities. Now, one of the other things that I read a lot was people, their worry was, I don't have a choice, and I don't like the fact that I don't own the software at the end if I decide to no longer be a cloud member. And that is different, but there is a choice. A couple things to make note of. First of all, CS6 will continue to be made available and supported. So you always have the option of either switching back to CS6 at a certain point, or just sticking with it and not going the cloud route at all and just saying, I'm going to stick with CS6 and use that as my application. All it means is you won't get the updates. However, one of the other worries people had is if you use Camera Raw and there are new cameras introduced, they will continue to upgrade Camera Raw to support new cameras that came out. So that's always an option, and that does mean that if at any point you do not pay or you decide you no longer want to be a member of the Adobe Creative Cloud, then you at least have that software to go back to. And in the past, Adobe has always done a very good job of making their files backwards compatible. So in Photoshop, if you save a PSD, there should be no reason why you can't open it in a previous version like CS6. The other thing, the way I look at it, is that one of the things that excites me the most about the cloud is the fact that instead of waiting every 18 months to see what's new in the new version and then somehow deciding should I upgrade or not, now it's like constant upgrades. Anytime there's new features, Adobe will make it available through your cloud membership. I see that as being some real advantages. First of all, we don't have to make that decision, should I upgrade or not? So for those people out there that were version skippers and would stick with CS4 and wait to CS6, that kind of thing, now there's really no reason to, because for your monthly membership, you're getting updates all the time. I think it also means it'll be a whole lot easier to keep up to date and learn, because in the past, anytime there was a new version, generally an update or an upgrade, we'd have to say, here are all the new things I have to learn. And that was always a challenge. Now, it'll just be every few weeks, oh, here's 3 new features, here's a few new features. So I think from a user's perspective, that option gives us a really nice capability. So for some people, that won't change their opinion of the overall price of it, but I think it does give us a nice opportunity as users to learn more quickly. So overall, my feelings on the Creative Cloud, I think it's a really interesting move on Adobe's part. It's certainly very controversial based on all the comments, but I think if you get rid of the emotion for a second, that's that I can't believe they're doing this to us kind of reaction that many people are having, think of it from a business perspective as to it makes sense for Adobe. Yes, we'd like it if the price was a little lower, and things may change. So here's an example. A lot of people commented, yeah, but all I use is Photoshop and Lightroom. What am I supposed to do? Well, on a series of Q&As by Adobe's Jeff Tranberry, which I'll put a link to, he addressed that question, said, frankly, right now the best option is to do the Photoshop only $9.99 a month and then purchase Lightroom, because Lightroom will still be available as a standalone. But at the same time, in his answer, he also said, a lot of people are asking about this, so we will be exploring that. So who knows, they may come up with additional plans to say if you're only using these 2 products, maybe there's some kind of bundle. But overall, I understand what they're doing. I think it's, from a user's perspective, when you look at just the feature set, I think it offers some great possibilities. I've also noticed in the year that Creative Cloud has been around, they continue to add more and more new services and features and apps to the cloud. So I think it's going to be a little hard to get used to. We'll have to swallow our pride a little bit and get used to spending a little more. But for all those people that their reaction is, that's it, I'm going to forget Adobe, I'm going to go use some other software. Well, let's be real for a second. There's not a lot of other software out there that we can really use. I mean, yeah, you could argue the free stuff out there, but seriously, it's not Photoshop, it's not InDesign, it's not Illustrator. That's just reality. So there are my thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this, and whether you agree that in the long run it's going to be a good thing for us, or whether your reaction is that you're still very upset and you don't want to ever have anything to do with Adobe again. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. My personal feeling is I'm already using the cloud. I'm very happy with the fact that I can download and use apps as I need them, and I'm very interested to see what happens for the future of Creative Cloud. I'm Dave Cross. Thanks very much for watching.